So for me, as an older head, right, I got you by a few years, that's the I get money dance. Now, I don't know if that's what it was for you. What was it? Or is that just something you did?
I guess that's what it called. We can call it that. I like that. That's what we're going to call it.
The Next Man Up podcast is presented by Lansdowne Resort. From kickoff to check-in, score a game-changing getaway in the heart of Loudoun. Lansdowne Resort, proud partner of the Washington Commanders. Commanders family, welcome into another episode of Next Man Up. And these ones hit a little different after a win, especially when you get to sit down with one of the players of the game. Commanders family, our Next Man Up, Jacory Croskey-Merritt. Some of y'all call him Bill, and we're going to get into that in a second. My brother, how you feeling, man?
Good, how you doing?
Bro, I'm blessed, man. I appreciate you pulling up, man. I mean, after that big old game you had, bro, you could have went anywhere and you chose to be here, bro, so we appreciate you.
No, I'm happy to be here. It's always a pleasure just to, chop it up with you.
I appreciate you, my brother. It's been fun, man. And when we first met in this studio, back when you had just signed, first question I'd asked you was, yo, bro, where the Bill name come from? Like, where that came from? And you told me where it came from. Do you want to share that real quick before we go any further?
Yeah, I could. I mean, it's just a nickname that my friends gave me. I used to have a bald head, and they used to just call me Little Bill, and it just kind of stuck. So I don't really mind people calling me Little Bill. Right.
So when you told me that story in the moment, I said, okay, that's a family nickname. I'm going to call him Jacory because everybody else calls him. And then a couple weeks later, Adam Schefter puts out a tweet and says, yo, he only wants to be called Bill. I had not seen that tweet yet. We're on the sideline doing a post-game interview or a pre-game interview, and I call you Jacory. Man, fans lit me up talking about his name's Bill. Why you called him that? His name's Bill. So let's settle it right now because we talked about it off air. I can call you Jacory, right?
Yeah. I feel like, man, you just call me with, whichever one is easier for you. Like, I like both names. I like Jacory. Like, my whole family, they call me Jacory, but, like friends and, friends and teammates, they call me Bill, but I like both names.
Okay, bet. See, I'm glad we got that out the way.
I like both names. They don't really matter.
Exactly.
So when I call one is easy.
So when I call you Jacory from time to time, when I call you Bill from time to time, it's all good.
Nice, good.
And you look at something like that, and that's got to be one of those moments where you're like, oh, man, I'm here. There's a lot of eyes on me. There's a lot of ears on me. A guy like Adam Schefter put out a tweet about you. You're a 7th-round pick, man. Was that one of those moments where you're like, oh, man, like every single thing I say is under a microscope?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, I mean, this is something I dreamed of, just wanting the world to see my talents, and I feel like we just getting started.
Just getting started, brother.
That's all. It's only the beginning.
Yes, only the beginning, and the beginning starts with that first NFL game, your first time putting those cleats on a regular season NFL field, man. First things first, bro. How was that, man, for you?
It was crazy, just the atmosphere, the crowd, just being in the NFL game, a real one, and, it was fun, too. I'm looking forward to Thursday already. It's just, this is something I dreamed of my whole life. So.
Did anything surprise you about that first moment on that field?
I would say, it was football at the end of the day, but, guys were, more faster and, stuff. So, it still took time for me to, just get used to the game as it went on. But I had my teammates, my teammates and coaches, they were there to calm me down, make sure I'm relaxed, and just go out there and play my game.
Bro, you looked relaxed. You played your game. And I'm watching the game. You didn't get your first carry till, I think, 13 minutes in the second quarter.
Third possession.
Bruh, what was that like waiting for that moment? Because I'm sure the game plan, they tell you, hey, we're going to lean on Eckler a little bit. We're going to give you some shine. Not only did they give you a little bit of shine, but I think you did so good. Well, they had no choice but to keep you on the field.
Yeah, it's I trust Coach Lynn. I ain't questioning it not one bit. I kind of knew, I'm going to get in, but I don't know when I'm going to get in. That was my mindset. I'm I trust him. He probably want me to see how the game going instead of just throwing me in there, because it's different from college. You just – so, I trusted his plan. I definitely like how he did that, just to let me see how the game is flowing and stuff. And, once I got out there, it was straight downhill from there.
Man, that anticipation has to be wild, because unlike most rookies, bro, you had to sit out a whole season last year. So you've had to been chomping at the bit to get out on that field and show what you can do. You get that first carry, man. What's going through your mind? Do you even remember what was happening in that moment?
I definitely remember. First carry, I got 1 yard. I'm okay. I was did I in the back of my head, like, did I make the right read? And I was like, no, I'm not gonna think. I'm not gonna think too much. I'm just gonna go to the next play. And then once it kind of slowed down for me, then I'm like, okay, just be free and play, and like whatever you need to fix, you can fix it on the sideline or like whenever y'all watch film the next day. So I just go out there and play free from now on.
I feel like every time you touched the rock, it was like you was getting closer and closer to that Super Saiyan mode where you just kept leveling up. Was there a part of the game where you were just like, okay, I don't even got to think about this no more. I'm just having a blast because I'm out here dominating?
Yeah, I'll just say it was after the first carry. Like I just let everything go. Like I said, like I was like, dang, did I make the right read? Like I feel like that'll slow you down. I mean, I got 1 yard. Like I want at least 3 or 4 yards. I was like, is that the right read? But I was like, man, I'm just gonna go out here and do me.
Bro, you talk about making that right read. When you look at that touchdown play, my boy gets the ball, does a little you know what I'm saying, gets the defender up off you, and then you run wide open into the end zone, man. A moment you've probably dreamed of your entire life, man. How was that first touchdown for Bill?
It was good. Shout out to my O-lineman. But once I got there, once I got the ball and seeing like I can kind of set the defenders up because we got two pullers coming around. So I want to like just give them a hezzy and then just go outside because I know they probably slam down and it just opened up. So we work on it at practice, just setting up your blocks and like I mean it just happened naturally.
You talk about the pull, so let's give some love to your offensive line because you have Brandon Coleman and Laramie Tunsil pulling on that outside, two monsters, somebody that's possibly has a Hall of Fame career and somebody that's in his second year working towards that, man. When you look at this offensive line and the size, the athleticism, the versatility, how optimistic and confident does it make you as a runner?
Man, I love them. They love doing their job, and that's just like, I mean, they'll do whatever for us, and like we brothers, so we don't want to let each other down. Like we got this saying, like not my man's gonna make this tackle or whatever, and like that's something we go by, and like we just got full confidence in each other because we know what like the end goal is of the season.
Was that Selly premeditated? Like, had you been thinking about it? Like, yo, when I get my first touchdown, I'm doing this celebration, or was it just in the moment?
I mean, I feel like I knew I was gonna do that. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what else I got in my bag. Like, it's kind of hard because I usually don't celebrate. But like my friends, they were like, man, you got to do something in the end zone. Like, you just can't just be boring. Like, you gotta come up with something. So I'm still trying to like figure out what I like best. But
I mean, that's a good one. You can always just make that your signature. Selly, I don't know if anybody else will do that. So for me, as an older head, right, I got you about a few years. That's the I get money dance. Now I don't know if that's what it was for you. What was it, or is that just something you did?
I guess that's what it called. We could call it that. I like that. That's what we're gonna call it.
That's what you used to do back in the day in 2000. I get money, perfect for Bill, right?
Okay.
So there you go. Maybe something you can stick with. Okay. Bill, we talked to head coach Dan Quinn on the game plan, and I asked him, I said, yo, you guys didn't give him that carry to the second quarter. Were you surprised with how he was able to build so much momentum so quickly on so few carries? And Dan Quinn said, nope. He said, people outside the building are surprised. He said, but we're not. Because we have seen that every single day. We've seen that burst. We've seen that first step. Every single day he shows us something special, man. How dope is it to get that vote of confidence from your head coach? And you've only been here a couple months.
Man, it's definitely dope. I just like to be the same person every day. Like when I get the ball, I mean, I just want to be special with it. I want to be different with it and like show that I belong here because I've been counted out like my whole career basically. So I mean, when I'm on that practice field, I treat it like a game and make the cuts that I'm gonna make in the game. So it just come natural and like I feel like that's just how I get better at what I do.
And not every receiver gets to tandem with a guy like Austin Eckler, somebody who has had such longevity in a league that is not made for running backs to have longevity. Getting to play with him, getting to watch him that first quarter and kind of watch him cook, man. How has that helped you in your development?
Man, Austin, man, he helped me on and off the field, like with business, on the business side, like just knowing how the game go, like knowing how to read defenders, like just small stuff. And I mean, like that's a vet that I'm proud to have, and I just learn new stuff from him every day, like how he he go about his business before the game, how he stay warmed up on the sideline, and like he an open person. Like he share with me what he do. Like he don't keep it to himself. And like I got a ton of respect for Austin.
And a guy like Austin doesn't make it this far in the league without putting in the hard work, but also taking time to rest his body, relax, be a little chill. And our partners over at Lansdowne Resort, they want you to get it done on the field, but they also want you to be able to relax and chill, man. So how do you spend your time to unwind, man? How did you celebrate after that big game?
Just cold tub. I get in the cold tub, and shout out to my dog Revo. He got me some Normatec boots. So like
those are big time.
Yeah, when I'm at the crib, I'm just in my boots, just chilling for like 30, 40 minutes, and then I roll out or something like that. So I mean, that's how I recover.
Hey, man, that's what it's all about, because we want to see you have a very long career like Austin Ekeler, man. It's something that was really fly. You told me when you sat down that your pops got to pull up to this game, man. Got to see his boy out there play, man. How fly was that to have your pops there in the stands around all these fans cheering your name?
Man, it was definitely amazing. And I spotted him before the game, and I scored in the same end zone that was by. And like it was definitely a great moment. I know he was super proud. Like he want to come to every game, man. Like that just shows you like he supported me my whole career. I don't think he ever missed a football game, and for that moment just to come, it was definitely like it was unreal.
What was it like seeing him after the game? Because of course, you know, there's so much anticipation, so much expectation. We don't know how we're gonna do in those moments. You rose to the occasion, man. What was it like celebrating with your pops?
Man, it was good. We went to the house, just chilled, just talked a little bit, and like we just had a good time.
That's beautiful, man. That's a blessing, man. Did you remember to get your game ball after you scored?
Yeah. Terry ended up getting it for me. Like I told myself I was gonna keep it after I scored, but I mean it took over again, and I just ended up dropping it. Terry, you see in the video, he just running behind to get the ball. So like shout out Terry. But like next time, I don't know. I think I might start just keeping all the game balls. I don't know yet, for real.
How cool is that, though, to have vets that care so much about you, man, and make sure that you live in those moments and remember and have these milestones?
It means a lot. That just show like the leaders we got around us. And for him to just he could have just celebrated with me and just went to the sideline. But he know how big that moment is. Like just to like have your first NFL ball. That's what everybody dream of, and like. For him to just think about me like that means a lot.
Jacory, congratulations, bro. That's a big, big deal, man. Final question before we let you go. Quick turnaround. Gonna be in Green Bay against the Packers, my guy. Yeah. What can fans expect to see from their Commanders after such a quick turnaround?
They can see us being the same team. We got one goal. We wanna dominate every week and just go out and play our football.
Commanders family. Couldn't say it better than my boy Bill. Jacory Croskey-Merritt in the building after a major game against the New York Giants. Commanders family, our next man up, my dog Bill. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you. Hey.
Commanders family, for our next man up, we had to bring one of my favorite Washington legends of all time, a Super Bowl champion, a future Hall of Famer. You do not say his name without saying future Hall of Famer if you are a Commanders fan. Introducing my guy, Brian Mitchell, my brother. How you doing,
What's
man?
up, B? How you doing, man?
Boy, always good to kick it with you, man. It's crazy to think we are just days away from our third season doing game day live together, post-game live together.
Brother.
Boy, we've been having so fun, man. How cool is it to be back at Northwest?
It's very, very cool, you know, to be back and having a team like we have, having, you know, Jaden going into his second year and watching all the other young guys who come along and older guys who join this team with the same mindset. You know, for me, when I can see guys believing in themselves and each other, it makes me feel good because you win like that. You know, when coaches can say something and people buy into it, when coaches can say something and the other players are going to go out there and begin to preach that, it makes a world of difference.
And B, you've been around for a while now, man. You played on that field. Now you've been covering the team. Do you ever not have that moment where it's special to you when you get to Northwest Stadium, when you see those Commanders on that field? Yes, you won a Commander, but however you played for Washington, you rocked that burgundy and gold. Does that ever stop? Because I know when I'm watching you, I feel like I'm looking at a kid in the candy store.
Well, it's the thing about it is I have two things I live with. Somebody told me that football is a sport that you play as a kid. Never lose that exuberance. And then Patty LaBelle said when you stop being excited about something, which means you don't get the butterflies, then it's not important. I get butterflies before every show. I get butterflies before these guys play games. When I go out and I'm watching them play the game and I see a guy like Jaden running around smiling, having fun like he's a little kid, that makes me feel good because in my 14th year, I had young guys telling me, man, you always smiling and joking. Why don't you take this serious? And I'm like, fool, I take it serious all off season so I can have fun during the season. I say, maybe you should try my way. Because this was my 11th year when I said it to the guy. And I said, I'll probably play more years than you from this point on. I played 4 more, he played 5 total. You know what I mean? It's just like, you have to find a way. And this thing is it's a profession, but it's a game. It's a child's game. And the way that you do the professional side as a player, your body is your tool. You have to take your body through the rigors in the offseason. So when the season comes, it's lights, camera, baby. It's ready to shine. You know, it's ready to go out there and put on a show. And that's how I felt about it. And I think when I see guys, Jaden and Mikey, you know, and still see Bobby, how he goes at it in the year 15, it gets me excited.
And B, there's nobody better to talk about that longevity with, especially you being around this area for so long. And then this offseason, let's go back a little bit because we're going to talk about game day a little more. This offseason, Dan Quinn said, hey, man, I need you to pull up to practice. I need you to rap with these guys. I need you to give them some game, man. How important was that for you to be able to give back in that way? Because as long as you've been around, it's been a while since you got to do something like that.
Well, nobody ever asked me to come. When Dan asked me that was, hey, that got me choked up.
Wow.
Because, you know, it's like, I think the thing about it is when you play and then you're gone, I think the next regimes that come in, it seems like they feel like you're like not a part of them. And what I thought it was before, that the ownership before, they were competing with what we did. You know, with Jack can cook and John can cook and Joe Gibbs and Norv and all that. We had won championships. And then they were competing against that. So, but when Josh rolled in, Josh is coming from a point of, he was a fan. You know, and a lot of guys on that team, you know, Ian and all these were fans. And they grew up watching that team be successful. So they're a part of that. They didn't come in like thinking we were against them or they were against us. They wanted to bring that back because when you, look, man, when you got past, present, and future all together, that's how you build legacies. And they wanted to continue doing that. So when Dan asked me that, I was like, oh, hell yeah, of course. You know, because I feel I have something I can give to a young guy. You know, and then I talk with Jalen, and Jalen hit me and asked me questions and stuff. And I said, I'm going to go check it out. I'll let you know. So my thing is, if I can help anybody get to the point where I got or even close, I'm going to do that. You know, because Ernest Biner did it for me. You know, Mike Nelms did it for me. So when you get that, and I did it with James Thrash and all those guys, you want to just reach out to the olive branch and pull them up. Pull them up. And that's what you have to do.
And pull back the curtain for us, because all of us know DQ. Me and you, we see him all the time. We get to work with him. But the fans don't ever get to really see him. They get to hear from him in the presser. Yeah. Get to see him during the game. Pull that curtain back a little bit and let us know what that conversation was like. How did DQ ask you to come and pull up?
Well, he hit me. We were doing a show during training camp one day. It was one of the mini camps. We were in that little tent, and he had done an interview with us, and he said, hey, man, would you come talk to the players? I really want you to talk to them. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'd be thrilled to. And then he got my number from JP, and he called me and said, hey, you remember when we talked? I said, I've been waiting on you to call me. You know, and then when we decided to do it, and I went sat in the meeting. I talked to the guys in the meeting room, and then later on he asked me to come out on the field with him. When I was out on the field, I was standing to the sideline just being away. He's like, hey, we didn't ask you to come out here to stand on the sideline. Get on that damn field. Go earn your keep. I was like, Coach, you're not paying me. So, you know, but it was fun just to go out there and like when I started talking with Jalen, he was like, yeah, man. He said, my dad, when I told him I had talked to you, he was like, yo, man, y'all know Devin Hester. That dude was Devin Hester before Devin Hester. So I guess that made him understand who I was and just knock it off. But like when I talked to him, I see Jalen is the quietest dude. Dude got talent like hell, though, dog.
And he got fire on that field.
Oh, he does, bro. He has a lot of talent. So it's just it makes you. I think just like Gary Clark even says it. It's like although you're not here, you still feel like you're a part of it. And I think Dan has found ways to make us really feel like we're a part of it.
B, until this moment, I did not know that was your first time being asked to do something like that. That is wild to me.
Yeah.
Somebody that's accomplished all you've accomplished, getting to do that. So you have this first moment years later, probably something you never were expecting. What did you want to convey to the guys when you're out on that field with them?
Well, first thing I talk to guys about is making sure you do everything you can to make sure you stay around. You know, when I was talking to him, I used Austin as an example. Austin Eckler wasn't highly drafted. Then he came as a free agent. Austin Eckler played and became a name in this league because of hard work. Austin Eckler is now here, still a name because of hard work. Austin is not the biggest guy, but he's strong as hell. He puts the work in. And I was making sure guys understood, like, I didn't return kicks and punts till I got here. So it's about putting in the work, taking care of yourself. Look, man, it's going to be a lot of people coming to you with a lot of crap. Be careful, you know? Have fun while this thing is going on. Like Monty Coleman told me, man, let's go win a Super Bowl, do everything you can, and then you can do whatever you want to do when your career is over. You know, like people always say, do you get a chance to revel and experience the things you've done? I'll do it when I'm finished. Because while you're doing it, you don't really think about it. You know, and I've had guys asking me, man, when you were playing, did you know all this stuff? No. When I left Washington, I didn't know where I was set when it comes to the amount of yards on the team. I got to Philly, they told me where I was in Washington, and then started letting me know where I was in the league. I never thought about that crap. I was trying to be the best guy I could be today. You know, so I read this book. I remember I got released from Washington, and someone gave me this book called Who Moved My Cheese? And I read that book, and I read it so quick, I was like, can't be this easy. So I read it again, and it talked about, you know, who moved your cheese. So your cheese could be your career, it could be your job, it could be a car, whatever you're doing. And so my cheese had moved to Philly. Then I got another book called The Present. So I convey this in every message I tell the people. You have to be present in what you're doing. You know, the book has a gift on it, but it talks about the present. And when you look at it, you think it's talking about an actual gift. But no, it's talking about the present. So whatever you've been through, you learn from it. And you put everything into what you can do today. So maybe if it was something bad, you don't have to experience that later. So if I'm not worrying about yesterday, not worrying about tomorrow, and I do everything I'm capable of doing right now, I'm going to have a great future. And I try to make sure guys understand that because, like, you know, you get drafted, first thing you think is, man, I can start making this money. I do this, I do that. But you're not even taking care of right now. And if you take care of right now, it'll work out for you. But if you keep thinking about what you're going to do, you got problems because you'll never get there.
And B, that's got to take some time to grasp, though, right? Like you said, you had to read a book twice, but going through it in that moment, and me and you have talked about this a lot off air, I don't think people understand because you still found success in Philly and after the fact, how tough that really was for you to be here, a place that you love so much, and have to go somewhere that you didn't necessarily plan on going to, man. Take us back to that moment because I think young people that are listening to this, like you said, people's cheese gonna get moved all the time, man.
Totally.
In that moment, young Brian Mitchell, man, how did you navigate that outside of the books, outside of the learning? Because at the end of the day, you're still a human being.
I am. But you know what, though? I grew up with a military dad, and you and I had that conversation. My dad always said, control what you can control. And when I got released, I was hurt. I'm serious, dude. I was down. But the people in my support system was like, look, man, you can do it somewhere else. You know, and all they had to do, what would your dad tell you? And once I hear that,
that's it. Yeah.
I knew, get to work. Yeah. And I remember going to visit different teams, and David Culley, he was a receiver coach in Philly. He was my actual quarterback coach in college. He coached me. He recruited me out of high school. known me since I was 15, 16 years old. And he was like, man, these people want you up here. I say, you know me, coach. Is it a good place for me? He say, yes. I say, no more questions asked. And I went there with the same mindset that I attacked football when I was here. I came into Washington. They say, only way you're going to make team is being a return guy. I never returned in my life. I didn't return in Little League. I didn't return in junior high, high school. First time I touched it, I went to the house. You know, and it's just, God has put me in positions where it was something I hadn't done. It was a little difficult, but I've had success early to where I guess he knew once I have success, I'm putting everything into it. You know, I told people, I said, in my hometown, I said, I'll come home to visit, but I'm not coming home because I'm going to lose a job. And I had a lot of haters, you know. Oh, man, they're going to release you. You're going to get cut. Nah, I have to go home because I didn't have anything anymore. I go home to visit, you know, and I make sure they understand. So I wear my ring, you know.
Let them know.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I wear my ring on my middle finger.
You do?
Yes.
You do. Yes, you
And
do.
the people that were those haters in my life, when they asked to see it, I show it to them. Then one finger salute.
One finger salute.
You know?
My boy B.
But it's just, listen, bro, all they did was they energized me, man.
And
That's all it was.
motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And when you look back at all that and all those things you've been through, the heartbreak that was leaving, well, you decided to come back, right? You decided when it was all over that this is your home away from home, really, man. Your kids
B,
live
I knew
here.
I was coming back. My house didn't go nowhere.
A beautiful home.
I knew I was
you
coming
had.
back. Yeah.
What made that decision, right? Because again, you could have been salty and said, "Yo, forget this place," but you chose not to. Why was that?
Why be salty when it was an individual that was no longer around, and it's a small part of this area?
Yeah.
The fans loved me, and still do today. Even when I was in Philly, you know, I would come back and you would get a few idiots gonna boo you in the crowd when I came back to play, but for the most part, of their 78, 90,000, whatever they had, I guarantee 95% was cheering.
Yes.
And when I would come home in the offseason, it made me feel good because this is a place where I cut my teeth. This is a place where I became a man. This is a place where I grew, I built a family. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go over here and play with Philly because I can still play. And they want me. So that's a combination. I can still play and you want me. I'm going to go play for you. But I'm not going to change what I truly, truly love. But I can tell you this, them 3 years there, you might think I played 10 years there. Because they know I came in and gave what I had. Because what I learned about that town, if you come in with a certain expectation and you could live up to it, they're going to love you no matter what. If you don't live up to it, they will tell you in your face. You know, so, so I've gone up there with some friends. And
I've gone up there with you.
And they're like, dog, why don't you live here? I'm like,
he love you
I
out
love
there.
DC. You know, I that's where I became that young man that got my name, you know, got my chance. And I owe that debt of gratitude to this place more than anywhere else.
That's one thing I wonder when I walk around with you and Tanner, because we go to all of these different places, all these different arenas. If fans really truly understand that y'all could have been anywhere, that y'all could have chose to put y'all roots anywhere, y'all could have worked for any team, y'all are loved everywhere you go. Tanner walked in Dallas, and you would have thought he played for the Cowboys and wasn't a Cowboy killer. So it's just great to know that you guys came back here because of how much you guys love this fan base and love what you guys did for this city. You look like a guy like Jalen Lane, and I don't know if Commander fans know this, but it wasn't just you going to practice rapping with him. He reached out to you directly. He went and found your number. When guys take the time to do that, even though he never saw you play, he wasn't born when you were playing, but he recognized, right? Isn't that crazy?
B just called me old on the slide, dog.
Nah. Because again, I'm a lot older than Jalen too, right? So we're all there. But to get that recognition from a guy that truly wasn't around during your heyday, but they know you did something special, man. How important is that? And what does that say about the players that do that?
Well, you know, I think in Jalen's case, it shows how parents make sure people understand what somebody is and what they were. And I think that combination, because his dad is a coach, and his dad mentioned things. So, you know, most guys that play football, things of that nature, they're close with their pops. And if like my dad made sure I knew about the boxers, 'cause he was a boxer and stuff, taught me stuff from his era. So I wanted to learn about it because I respect my pops. And I think that's what his dad did. But the thing of it is, just for a young person to make the move to reach out to you, it's totally different in this day and age. And you know what? He didn't text me. He called. And he left a message.
Yep.
And I called him back. You know, that is an adult thing to do. That's an older person thing. Kids, they text you.
Yeah.
You know, it's so impersonal. But he called, and I called him back. And now we still communicate through all types of aspects.
Right.
And I think that's the best thing, you know, but the thing of it is, when I've said something or whatever, he follows up, I follow up. And all you need to understand, I think for any young kid out there that may see this, if someone tells you, reach out to me, or give you a card and say, call me, do it. They're not doing it just to do it. And that person, if that person has information that can make you better, and you don't do it, you making a mistake.
And B, that's something I think me and you've always connected on because we were raised very, very similar. Our pops helped guide us. And it's been dope, at least for me, being able to be like your little brother, right? Watching you put your arm around so many people. And one of those people is our co-host on Game Day Live, Santana Moss, man. Truly, I don't know if people truly understand how close y'all are, that's like a real brotherhood. He looks up to you, you admire him and what he was able to do. This past Sunday, man, me and you got a very special chance to honor that brother and be a part of him joining the Ring of Fame, something you were able to do. Now, I know you've seen a ton of people go into that Ring of Fame, but it felt like this one, watching Tana get in, felt a little different.
It felt more special to me because when Tana was in New York, I was a fan of his. I just watched how he approached the game. Then he came here in D.C. All he did was ball, ball, ball. And then when we sit and we talk with him, he talks about his career like it was just a regular old career.
He does.
You know, like, but I'm like, dog, you were like that. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is you want those people to get their flowers, man. And like Andre Johnson, when he was on the show with us, Andre was the same way, man. It's like Andre and Tana grew up in the same area.
Yeah.
They know the struggles. They know what people went through to get somewhere. And like I always say to Tana, I say, dog, you played 10 years, I played 10 years here. You know, we had that connection of being return guys. And then when you watch his love for this community, the same way my love for this community is, you know, you respect that. And I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I told Tana I was trying to get tears out of him. When his dad shook my hand and embraced me and said, bro, he looks up to you. Bro, I got choked up because it tells you he spoke to his pops about me. You know, that's something that, I'm not thinking about nothing like that, but when his dad said it, I was like, whoa, it hit me. You know, and it's listen, man, we grown men.
Yeah.
But when you see your brother get what he deserves, it makes you feel good.
Man, especially when you know the man, know the person that deserves it, right? Know that he doesn't even want the recognition. He doesn't need it, right? But he
was trying
appreciates
not to, he must enjoy his festivities.
He was, man. And he's like, no, this is too much Tana talk. But we had to because like you said, you got to be able to give people their flowers when they're here to smile.
Yeah, right.
And it was just so cool to be a part of, man. I was fighting back tears, seeing his whole family, having people come up to us that were his kids or his cousins and be like, oh, no, I know who you guys are. And it's like you said, it's like, oh, dang, man. Like Tana said it, he's like, bro, we're not only coworkers, but we're brothers. Yeah. And to me, man, that is so special. And it's something that we've been able to build doing Game Day Live and post-game live. And
because we travel together. We hang out together.
We travel together. So, we eat dinner together. We get in fights together.
Listen, so I walk off the elevator. And not knowing who's who, I get, man, Tana should have told you to cook some gumbo.
Yep, exactly, because I'm right with you, and it's like that gumbo travels.
So I had sent some gumbo home. He went home, and and he was like, man, I don't eat shrimp. Well, his peeps like, I eat shrimp. So I made some gumbo for him before. He's like, and I was like, you know what, he should have told me. She said, well, you can make something real soon if you want to. So it's just all of those little things. It shows you that it's it's like a family thing, you know, and we become like that. So
100%.
I understand. You understand. You know
True
what it is.
family, man.
Yeah.
Breaking bread, having conversations, learning from each other, man. It's been great. And we're going to hit the road for the first time this year, man. Third season, we get to do this where we're going to be in Green Bay, man.
Yes.
Being in this seat, right? Like, you've been for radio for years. However, doing what we do here for the team, right? Actually working for the team. We talked about it's a little different, man. How special is it for you to be able to work for the team in this capacity, do these game day and post-game shows?
It feels good to me because, like I said, I'm a big fan. Yes, I played for the team. I'm a fan of it, and I want to see their success. And if I could be the person shouting to the rooftop talking about how good they are, I would be that as well. But it is different than doing just a regular radio. But I also understand that I'm truthful about stuff, you know. And the thing of it is, people are like, well, I mean, people always say, well, B-Mitch, you say everything you want to say. I said, no, I don't.
You don't.
I've never said everything I wanted to say, even on the radio and the TV, because I wouldn't have a job, okay? But the thing of it is, if you ask me a question about what I think, I'm going to tell you about what I think. If I see something, because I'm not a person in doing this that want to be attacking people individually or personally. I'm here to talk about the football aspect of what goes on. And I can tell you a guy had a subpar game without being personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people want to like talk about the size. No, I don't care about all that. He didn't play very well this week, you know, but he will play better. Because you know, once you start to know a person, you know the work ethic of a person. I remember when Tanner was playing one time. Tanner had a game one time. I forgot what exactly happened. And they were like, what do you think about it? I say, well, that's not what I'm accustomed to seeing. And I'm sure he'll get it corrected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to sit up here and pile on. Today, media and anything like this, content has become, let's just pile up on the negative. Why? You know, I know the person. So I'm going to give that person the respect and the benefit of the doubt. You know, and I think watching this team, I do the same thing. You know, I have to give the benefit of the doubt. But the thing about it, lately, they've been giving us a lot to talk about, a lot of positive things to talk about. And you see that growth, and you want to be a part of that, you know? And you want to make sure people understand when they do something great, look at this. If one guy have a bad game, the whole team didn't have a bad game. And you got to be able to address that, but also show this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people understand that but as you go through life, you'll realize people are always telling you what you should say because they don't have the opportunity to say anything. And that's for a reason. Because if they were in your position, they probably wouldn't know what to say in this position, and they damn sure wouldn't say everything that they want to say.
Exactly. You really don't know until you know. And again, I don't think even people understand, like, the position you're in. Like, you come in and you honor Tana, you leaving a family funeral, right? You come right in that morning, man.
And that, I think that people should understand that. My oldest sister had passed away at Sunday. And my nieces, they were like, they didn't want this stuff to fester. So they were like, well, we're going to do the funeral Saturday. I'm like, wow, that's quick. But I'm thinking, like, Ryan had asked me, would I do this? And once I make a commitment, I stick to my commitment.
For sure.
So I left Friday morning, went to a Hall of Fame deal. Then I went to my sister's funeral, drove back to New Orleans, and got on a 5:45 flight. Well, we didn't get to New Orleans until 2 o'clock. Went to sleep around 3. Got on a 5:45 flight to make sure I could be back here because I wanted to be here for that.
You did. Yeah.
You know, and my family will tell you the same thing. 'Cause like I told my niece and my sister, I said, you know what? I had this event. They were like, what would your sister want you to do? And they say, if you care about somebody like that, she would want you to go back. And I could take this back to 1990. My brother was killed while I was in training camp. And I went home to the wake. And the funeral was the next day. We had a game. My mom said, your brother would want you to be playing that game tomorrow. I flew back and played in that game. So my family raised me, as I said earlier, take care of what you can take care of. And that's what I've always done.
And I appreciate you opening up on that because people see the smile. People see you on the field being that dog, just busting through people. But people forget human being, a man, and the things you're carrying, man. So I appreciate you sharing that because it made what we were able to do for Tanner Sunday even more special. Because we're all carrying things, right? Like today's the anniversary of my dad passing, right? And we're all carrying things, but we have to keep going because like you said, what would they want us to do? And B, I have no doubt all of your loved ones, all of your angels, you're doing exactly what they would want you to do. And you mentioned the Hall of Fame, brother, and in closing, that's what I want people to know when me and you speak like this because they hear you all the time talking sports. We could talk the game all day. We're going to do it Thursday. But I want to talk about the man because to me, yes, you did it all on the field. You're the best to ever do it. But you're an even better human being. You're an even better person. You love and you care for so many people. You've taken me and my wife under your wing, man, and it's been incredible. And I cannot wait to continue all season to push this Hall of Fame, future Hall of Famer Brian Mitchell. And I can't wait, because I know it's coming, to be there with you, man, when you get that ceremony and they give you that gold jacket, my brother. It's coming, and I have no doubt we're all going to be there to support you, Dad.
I bet you my eyes will be sweating that day.
Oh, boy, listen, man, I'm getting choked up just thinking about being able to share that moment with you. But again, it's not just because of what you do on the field, brother. It's because of the person you are, man. I appreciate you always for looking out for me, dog. Thank you for what you did for Tanner. Thank you for what you do for all of us, man. Commanders family. Our next man up, before I get Misty out of it, this joint, my brother, future Hall of Famer. Don't forget the future Hall of Famer, Brian Mitchell. Brother, I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Commanders family, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Next Man Up. You can stream all the episodes of Next Man Up from even the past seasons on the Commanders YouTube page or stream the audio wherever you get your podcast. We appreciate our Commanders family so much. You helped Next Man Up get nominated for 2 People's Choice Podcast Awards, Best Male Hosted and Best Black Male Hosted. We couldn't do that without y'all love and support. We appreciate y'all so much. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and follow, and we'll see y'all next week.